I asked my guys to play physical, and we took 2 5-minute majors. I don't, it's not our guys being headhunters in any way. It's our guys trying to play hard and play the right way. And I thought the first, outside of having to kill that penalty and them scoring, I thought our first period was outstanding. And it's just one of those games where the referees dictated a lot of the momentum, I felt. But this team, all year long, they've impressed everybody. And tonight was just the next chapter of how resilient they are. I thought overtime, we were down. We lost 2 players, 2 forwards. We were playing 3 lines. So we went, deep into that overtime period. We played 3 lines for almost 2 periods, and the kids dug deep. And once again, proved the resiliency, improved the culture that we have on our team is our strength and carries us, and it did again tonight.
All right, who would like to ask the first question about the game-winning goal? John.
Mark, John Worrell with the Associated Press. What are your emotions like right now?
I mean, it was probably the coolest moment of my life. I mean, right now it seems like I'm dreaming, but we're off to the national championship, so that's all that matters.
Okay, right over here.
Josh Wallfish, Daily Hampshire Gazette. I guess, Cale, I know that between the second and third period at Merrimack, Nico kind of gave that impassioned speech to kind of help you guys in that third period. Who kind of stepped up in the locker room between the third period and overtime to kind of help get you guys refocused and ready to play that overtime?
I think it's just been a transition from a few guys all year to now everybody. I'd say a guy that definitely stepped up today was Mario. He's just an energy guy, and he gets the boys going. And I don't know if you guys seen the video that UMass posts on Twitter, but he's pretty energetic. So, we have a lot of guys on this team that can bring the energy, and we just have to keep it high.
Okay, further questions for the players right next to her? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's coming right behind you.
Matt Votor from Mass Live. Guys, do you feel proud of what it says about your character to have absorbed the emotional hit of losing that lead in the third period and summoning something to come back and win that in overtime?
Mark?
Yeah, we're a young team, but we learned, just like we learned in Boston, we've been learning all year. I don't think there was any panic really on the bench, so, we were on our heels for a little bit there, but we regrouped and got back together for the overtime.
Cale?
Yeah, I just touch on exactly what he said. Nobody's panicking, and everybody in the room was calm, and we knew when we got that opportunity on the ice, we put one in, and fortunately this guy did for us.
All right, further questions for the players right up here in front?
This is for Mark. Tim Rapley from Flow TV. Can you just talk, I don't know if you play golf, but you seem like you got everything on that shot. You just let it rip. Can you put it into words, exactly the mechanics and the contact and the sound ripping off the post?
I'm not a guy known for our one-timer, but Chowsy just put it on a tee for me there and kind of just teed off on it. It was a perfect pass. It was right in my wheelhouse and perfect speed, so just got a hold of it and went in.
How's the golf, by the way?
I'm a country club kid.
Yeah? All right. Up here in the front, John.
And this is for Cale, John Worrell with the AP once again. Can you, and maybe even for Mark, can you appreciate how big a moment this is for a program that has had so little success and where you guys have vaulted it to?
No, it's a very big moment for our program, and I think the thing we're going to be stressing tomorrow especially is we're not done yet, and it's going to be a thing on our team and not getting complacent, and when teams get complacent they start to die. So we're going to come back on Saturday, and hopefully it'll be a good one, but no, it's definitely special for the school and program.
Okay, back here, Ryan.
Ryan Kennedy with the Hockey News. Question for Cale. A lot of people know about your game, but I'm curious, what is it about Mark's game that you think makes your pairing so effective?
Yeah, we're very similar players, I think. We kind of go hand in hand in the way that we're moving. And when he's up in the rush, I'm back, or vice versa. So I think we read each other really well, and we're able to communicate well in the defense and offensive zone.
Okay, back up here, and then we'll go over to you, Miguel.
Josh Walfish, Daily Hampshire Gazette. Mark, it seemed like on your previous shift, you were just kind of standing wide open at the blue line, calling for the puck for a good minute and a half. Did you kind of have any sort of communication with the forwards of, hey, they're maybe leaving me open ahead of that shift where you scored?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, I think that play was Trevino. I mean, it was a high-risk play, but, I mean, it's kind of good he didn't pass me that, because if he picked it off, it would have been the other way. But, I mean, that's something we work on in practice a lot, is the D getting involved. So, I mean, it was perfect.
Okay, over here to Miguel, to the left, right here.
Miguel Rodriguez, Buffalo News. This is for Mark. Just talk about what it's like to score a game-winning goal in overtime to get your team into the national final.
Like I said earlier, it's like the coolest feeling ever. I mean, it's something you dream as a kid, and then like going to the national championship and to be able to score is pretty nice. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got to be ready for Saturday, and we got a good team coming for us.
Right here in front, go ahead.
Me and Tori from the Daily Collegian. Mark, Coach Carl used a timeout a minute or two before your goal, and the team seemed tired early in overtime. Do you think that timeout really kind of re-energized you guys and gave you a chance to get back in it?
Yeah, I mean, we had some guys caught on the ice there, and it was a smart move by calling the timeout there. But I mean, like the whole way in overtime, we were plugging along. So I mean, as far as like regrouping, I don't think it was that much of a regroup. I think it was just guys tired, but it was effective, so it's a good move.
Okay, right here in front, all the way in the front here.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. This is for Cale. Can you comment on how, previous to the overtime, the special teams was so critical? You guys minimized the damage in 2 major penalties, and you really capitalized on the 1 major advantage that you got.
Yeah, I think everybody knows special teams can win you games, and we were able to capitalize on a few opportunities in I think the first period, and we just kind of went from there. I think they started to outplay us a little bit in 5-on-5, so we wanted to focus on that going into the third period, and I think we weathered the storm fairly well.
Okay, right behind you, Matt.
When you get to that point,
Could you identify yourself again, please?
sorry, Matt Fotor from Mass Live. When you get to that point in the fourth period, when the game starts getting, people start getting tired, is there more of a thought to get as many pucks as you can on the net because everybody's tired and to try to get something on there? Maybe the goalie makes a mistake every bit as much to create as many chances as you can in that respect?
Who's that for?
For either player.
Cale?
Yeah, everybody's on edge when you go into OT. Obviously, one bad bounce and it could be turning out badly for your team or good for your team. So fortunately for us, he put one in. But no, it's something that we try and focus on, especially all throughout the game, is getting pucks on net and getting traffic.
Okay, we'll take one last one right here.
Ryan Ames, Daily Collegian. This could be for either of you guys, but did you feel like you felt you fed off of Lindbergh's energy in the overtime period?
Guys, who wants to take that one?
I can take
Cale?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been a backbone for us on the team. Obviously, when we see him make big saves like that, it's just it's a big confidence booster for us on the bench, and it gets us pretty fired up. So no, we're very. It's awesome to have that guy back there.
All right, guys, we'll let you go. Thanks very much. Congratulations.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll finish up with questions for Coach Carvel in the back.
Colin Casey, WMUA Sports. Coach, I know you've been kind of asked questions this entire term about Philly Lindbergh and the whole goalie situation, but how big was his performance here tonight, especially in that overtime period?
You need the goaltender. You need him to make saves. I'll be honest, I thought the 2 goals in the third period weren't great goals. He's got to make those saves, But either kid in the net, I tell him, you can't give up more than 2 goals. I don't care if you get 10 breakaways and 10 power plays, you can't give up more than 2 goals. So that's their standard. And he made some big saves. He always does. But I'm not going to say he won the game. he did his job. We had a lot of guys do their job, and we're not going to be able to give up 3 goals on Saturday night and win. So he's going to get back to 2.
Right here in the front.
Greg, I know the
Could you identify?
John Worrell with
Thank
the AP. I know that the job's not done yet, but can you at any point appreciate on how far this program has gone from the 5 wins that you had in the first year to now advancing to its first championship game?
I read about it and hear about it, but it hasn't sunk in yet. You know, that 5-win season is still pretty fresh. The pain from that season sunk in. The glory of this season hasn't sunk in yet. All I know is, I said this to the team, people think I'm pretty composed on the bench, but inside, probably a different story. And for some reason in overtime, I felt fine. I was like, and that's coming off a third period where we obviously were outplayed and they had the momentum. I went into the locker room as soon as we came off the ice, and with the body language and the hanging and that mopiness, and I said, fellas, done. Change. 1 goal. Next goal wins, and I give them credit. They came out. That's as resilient as I think you can be, is to give up a 2-goal lead late in the game too. They didn't score early in the third. I think both goals were in the last 5 minutes of the game. So for them to come out, I thought Denver, second and third, was a better team. We were better in the first, and then we were better in the overtime, and that's a hell of a sign. This team, again, they've done things all year long that have made people, that have impressed people and impressed me. And I guess at some point, I think tonight in overtime, I just felt they were going to find a way, and they did. And Mark's a hell of a player. He plays with Kale. Mark Dalgais was a heck of a hockey player, and that was I was on him because every time he got the puck in the blue line tonight, he wanted to do a dipsy dual spin around, and that looks good until the other team's skating up the ice with it. I said, shoot the puck, and he had no choice in that one. He hammered that one.
Over here to the right here.
Tim Rapley from Flow TV. Coach, you're down 2 right wings halfway through regulation. How hard did you have to work? Did you earn your money tonight?
I didn't. The players did. That's 2 very difficult guys for us to lose. Those are our 2 biggest players. And Mitch Chafee, he's a heck of a hockey player. And to lose him, we lose Nico Hildenbrand 5 minutes into the game. Luckily, you can dress an extra forward. But then you lose Mitchell, we become a smaller team. And maybe that was better because the refs were throwing everybody in the box and made a body check tonight. But it was not comfortable losing those 2 guys. The only upside now is those 2 guys will be buzzing on Saturday night, because believe me, that was the hardest 2 hours of their life, I bet, sitting in that locker room watching their teammates play.
Okay, in the back here.
Adam Bowden, College Hockey News. Coach, it looked like the team had some rough moments in your own end, and especially in the third, maybe some of overtime too. Did you think that there was nerves involved or fatigue, or maybe just credit to Denver?
No, that's credit Denver. We saw that in their game against AIC. They're a very skilled team. When you have defensemen with good skill and mobility, we practiced for 8 days to deal with that. And it's hard to deal with. Once they got possession, if you give them a little space, they start moving, and then it's hard to recover. So to me, that was fully credit to Denver. Our guys tried to do as well as they could to stay tight to their checks. And again, that's Denver. That's good skill, good coaching, good game plan.
Over here to the left, Ryan.
Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News. You have a very mobile defense core on your team. How does that impact the overall game plan and the success you've had so far this season?
We went into the season knowing that our back end was going to be pretty strong, and the strength of our team. And again, everybody talks about Kale, and sometimes they talk about Mario, but Jake McLaughlin, Mark Delgaizo, and Colin Felix, they're all really good defensemen, and I love my back end because they can defend well, They're always part of our offense. They move the puck. They compete. You know, I think that's all the good teams now. You have to be like that. Denver's like that. Their back end is the same. So I'm comfortable with any of those guys in the ice in any situation, and I don't think a lot of coaches can say that. Man up, man down, 5-on-5. Any of those 6 kids on the ice against anybody. That's quite a asset to have as a coach.
Take one more here in the front.
Molly Walker, Daily Collegian. Coach, when you get to practice tomorrow, what's going to be the number one thing that you're hoping to fix about tonight?
What do we need to fix? We won.
What do you hope to improve on for the translator?
All I'm concerned about right now is recovery, and these guys will reset and we'll be ready for Saturday night. So we'll come out. We'll just flow through. I'm sure some guys are banged up. I don't know Duluth well. We're gonna have to spend some time watching them. We were completely focused on Denver, but tomorrow's skate will just be to get them out of the hotel and get their legs going. Again, not necessarily anything I think we have to fix. There wasn't anything about tonight that I think we did poorly. The goals they scored, those ozone cycles, again, that's just good players making plays and us trying our hardest to defend, just weren't able to. So I just felt that because of all the penalties tonight, the momentum of the game went kind of wonky and we lost it and got on our heels for a good stretch. And again, what I come away with though is how resilient the group is, and the overtime was excellent.
Coach, thanks very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.